everyone. This is my 5th attempt at doing this video. Because when my screen goes blank, I have to touch the mouse pad and it just stops the recording. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, move the mouse off of the... Okay, I know what to do now to not let that happen. Okay, so I think I gotta test it out, so... Yes, it didn't stop recording. Okay, sorry guys, I have had technical difficulties all night, so, yep, still recording. Okay, I had the mouse on the recorder, and then my screen will go blank, and I have to go black, and I have to touch the mouse pad, and I didn't realize that it was right over, the mouse was right over the recording, the camera. So thankfully I know I will get this video out. The other time was because I had too much storage. My storage was full, so I had to empty all my trash. So it's one of those mornings that God's like just giving me patience with recording this. But now I know what to do when the screen goes blank. And not make it stop recording. Okay, so it is 5:52 in the morning. I got up at 4. I'm a perpetual morning person, even if I don't get any sleep, especially first thing in the morning. So give me coffee, and but my favorite part about getting up so early is having plenty of time for Jesus. So I'll blast worship, do a video, read my Bible, do my recovery work. So it's like I have so much time, and then by the time it is 7, it's time to eat, and I'm so full of Jesus and the Spirit. So I'm doing this video because a few things. First of all, the worship song of the day is going to be "The More I Seek You," and I got to go on my first run yesterday. I haven't been since I've been in Rochester. I went running at this park like 3 times, but that park is so dangerous because there's like these rocks, like tiny like rocks that I fell like 3 times during one of my runs. So I'm like, you know what? I was gonna go like 5 times while I was there, and I was like 3 times is fine, and then I got back because I went out to visit Juniper and Connor out in Rochester. So then I got sick, so I just finally started to feel better. So, and it was beautiful day yesterday, and tomorrow it's going to be in the mid-50s. So it's nice, these lovely warm spring days, even though it's not spring yet. But it was so muddy and slushy, so my feet were soaked with wet mud, water, slush, and ankles covered in mud, and so I was just like, yes. But those kind of runs are kind of fun, and so I texted my friend Marcy, who is a subscriber, and I know her from the job I worked in Denver, and she's this crazy runner. She runs 100-mile trail races, so, yes. So anyway, I sent her a picture of my foot and ankles. She's like, ooh, looks like a fun run, because they are. It's very dangerous for me, though, because it's so easy to fall, but I didn't. But it was like, just like it was when I did my race in November, but that was icy and muddy, so everyone was falling, so at least it was just mud and slush and not ice. So that was a fun run yesterday. So excited to go tomorrow. All right. So, okay. Yes. So what I'm going to do today is share about my Huntington story. But first I'm going to talk about Sean. See, the screen went black, and so it's still recording. Yes. Okay. So anyway, So I found out the reason Sean was not communicating was he's like really soul searching right now, and like reading a book by Mike Bickle, which writes the Song of Solomon. study. I love Mike Bickle, Kansas City. I've been there for a few conferences. Their ministry is amazing. So, anyway, so me, my mom, and my sister-in-law Jen have all done. Actually, me and Jen did the Song of Solomon study together, and I've done it like 3 times. My mom started it, and I was like not receiving it when she was first sharing with me, and then I love it so much. But it's all about the symbolism. So like my favorite verse, and my mom, Jen, and me all have tattoos of our favorite verse. So mine is dark yet lovely. It's on my neck. So it's like, even though we're dark with sin, we're beautiful to God at the exact same time. And so that, yes, is one of those things I love so much. And so I suggested, so yes, he was reading the Song of Solomon book, and I told him he needs to get the CDs that go along with that, because the book is, won't nearly cover the in-depth as the CDs do. But the thing he's doing is like, well, he said he's taking 21 days. He felt like God told him, until he gets to the point of like really understanding who he is as the bride and God, Jesus as the bridegroom, which is amazing for a man to realize that he needs that. Well, we all need that, but it comes from the Song of Solomon study. So while we were talking on the phone, I got so excited, and he was even telling me what his favorite verse was right now, and it's your temples are, behind your veils are like pomegranates, or something like that. Anyway, that part means like every thought we have towards God, Jesus, is like ravishes Jesus's heart. Every tiny thought we have like undoes Jesus. So that, I love that verse too. So like talking Song of Solomon with each other was like so cool, because I've never met a man that has done the Song of Solomon study. So and the fact that he wants to know it more deeply, like just how I did when Jesus called me to do the same study. So I am so excited for him, but I know it's going to take him longer than 3 weeks. So what I'm doing right now as a way to kind of like still connect with him, because he's no communication at all, not even my videos, but that's something I really love about him too, is he loves my videos, loves them, can't wait to get a new one, and then has like great feedback about them. So he's just sends the most incredible texts, like encouraging. So I'll look forward to that when God finally brings us back together. So what was I saying? Yeah, just not communicating. So yes, so we prayed together, and yes, and I'm gonna keep a prayer journal for him, of like, see, my screen went off and it's still recording, right? Yes, okay, I keep getting so paranoid, sorry guys. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna keep this prayer journal for him, that will basically be all my prayers for him, like the picture God's gonna give me, and give it to him when he comes back, when he's leaning on his lover in the wilderness. Like that is the Song of Solomon language, like where he really, really understands being the bride and Jesus is the bridegroom. So I don't know, 2 to 3 months, maybe 6. I don't, it can take a long time, because I know but it's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited, because it's just, this, I've never, again, met anyone that's done this study. So enough about Sean. Alright, so Huntington's. So I originally, when I found out that my bio dad had it, I didn't want to know, and you guys know that's a huge thing, people not wanting to know or know. But finally, when I was 17, I attempted suicide, and also had like suicidal ideation, for most of my high school years. So I decided I really needed to know because I was being messed up in the not knowing. So that's when I got tested. But didn't become symptomatic until my 30s. It began with insomnia when I was pregnant with Juniper, and then it just continued because I never had problems sleeping before. So this was like, and it's a big Huntington's thing, people with insomnia. So I had that going on, but couldn't. We didn't have insurance, so I had to just, I wasn't on anything. But the straw that broke the camel's back was I crunched into somebody's car with Juniper in the car with me, and I fled the scene. That's how messed up I was, because they say it's like driving drunk when you're driving tired. So I went home and told Josh, he's like, you need to find a way to get on medicine right now. And our pastor at the church we were going to had insomnia, and she was on this amitriptyline that worked for her. So thankfully, there's a place that caters to people who don't have any money. So I got on amitriptyline. It revolutionized my life because I was sleeping again. So that was 30s, and then. So I ended up getting fired 2 times from my nursing job. I was an LPN, and so I was at one place for a month, and one place for 4 months. Hell, I did not have a good track record as a nurse. I could not understand. It was just, so I finally, after I got fired, I was in a really low place, and so anyway, but Isaac said to write a verse. Write all of my symptoms that I'd had in the last year. And that list was like eye-opening, like, oh my gosh, first of all, my hygiene was terrible. Like getting dressed, I was depressed, angry, just not taking care of myself, not wanting to brush my hair. So all of that, because I wasn't on any medicine yet. So that's my brother who works for disability, if I didn't say that. So that's when I finally was like, wow, okay, I have this. And then also the other straw that broke the camel's back was right in this time after I had been fired and wasn't sleeping, wasn't on any good medicine that helped stabilize me. Connor was crying one night, and I was putting him in his swaddler, and I got rough with him, and I was such a good mama. I knew I was, but whatever was going on, so I just immediately called Brian to come get Connor, and I was also being impatient with Juniper, who was 3. Connor was like 4 months when this happened, so I also just had no patience for Juniper, who, just like, this is not me, but I didn't know that it was the Huntington's or whatever. So anyway, Josh came and kept Juniper, so both kids were at their dad's, and I wasn't going to be able to have them visit me anymore. So anyway, my mom comes out and stays 3 months, and she was really there to help facilitate having the kids here, so I could have visits with them, but ultimately getting the loose ends tied up to move back to Colorado because I needed somewhere to live with family again for all the symptoms and emotional support. So I got on disability in like 4 weeks. Was a miracle. So we applied for that when I was in Rochester. And another miracle, like they let me out of my lease, which I had just signed because my mom was like my champion and like making sure to do whatever they needed. So just amazing things happening like that. And then the really hard part was having to stop nursing Connor at 4 months, which was like really heartbreaking. It was really hard. So I'm still crying because that part but with Juniper, she nursed until 18 months and stopped. So at least I had that long term, but at least, me and Connor did have that time. And I have videos, not, just that mom did for me, of me nursing him and, just that precious thing. So anyway, but it was ultimately had to sign over custody of my kids, and that was so hard because Colorado's a long way from Rochester, but at the same time, I got on a medicine called Paxil that I had been on in high school that worked really well with my anxiety and stuff. So between that and the amitriptyline for sleep, I actually became like normal again over like 3 or 4 months. So then, okay, yeah. So that's when I started my YouTube channel. Because first of all, I just wanted to chronicle the symptoms, so people could, hear that. And then also my kids will be able to watch these videos when they get older. So, yes, so that's how I ended up doing the video, and then God turned it into this amazing ministry. So that's my Huntington story. Let's see. Okay, we're at 16 minutes, and I think that I have enough time to, if I make a really long video, then it doesn't upload. So let's just read these real quick, and then I'll pray. But that's way you guys know how I ended up back home in Colorado. All right, so the woman came with a gift of oils. Oh yeah, remember this is Love Heals from Past Mistakes, and this is the next paragraph in this talking about the woman that, who came and put the oil all over Jesus' feet and was crying. So the woman came in with a gift of oils in an expensive jar. She knew her offering needed to be lavish, outpouring to represent her gratitude from the priceless gift of freedom and forgiveness. Who knows how long she had been stuck on the streets? Who knows the humiliation and violence she had suffered while there? And who knows what she had done to keep herself alive? But Jesus gave her permission to move forward, free at last from her past mistakes. Okay, and the poem. My God is no stranger. I've never seen God, but I know how I feel. It's people like you who can make him so real. My God is no stranger. He's friendly and gay, and he doesn't ask me to weep when I pray. It seems that I pass him so often each day in the faces of people I met on the way. He's the stars in the heavens, a smile on some face, a leaf on a tree, or a rose in a vase. He's winter and autumn, and summer and spring. In short, God is every real wonderful thing. I wish I might meet him much more than I do. I might meet him much more than I do. I would if there were more people like you. Huh. All right. Prayer time. Thank you, Jesus, so much for my subscribers, especially the ones that were with me at the very beginning. I just ask that you would bless each one of them with your spirit of joy and hope, Lord, that they would know how much you love them and that you just, love them so much. Amen. All right, you guys, you're all caught up, and I'll talk when I have more to say.